If you treat learning music as acquiring a body of knowledge, the result looks exactly like learning a second language the wrong way. You gain knowledge about the language, sometimes a lot of knowledge, but no real ability to use it. In music, this shows up as reading notation. With sheet music you can play. Without it, you can play nothing. You can't play anything. And improvisation with other musicians, impossible. If you want real musical ability, you must treat music as a language. And the learning path must match exactly how you acquired your native language. When music is treated as knowledge, education starts with reading notes, learning theory, and drilling finger techniques. That's like teaching a baby who can't speak yet to read characters, study grammar, and then perform memorized poems. The result? The child may recite poems, may even play Bach, Mozart, or Beethoven, but still can't hold the simplest daily conversation. In music, that daily conversation is improvisation. When you rely on sheet music, you are converting vision into movement. You are training your eyes and your hands, but musical ability requires training your ears and your brain. If you treat music as a language, learning must begin with listening. Once your ears open and a stable framework forms in your brain, even if your fingers get rusty, what's in your brain never disappears. But if all you train is vision to movement conversion, once your fingers decay, you are left with nothing because there was never anything in your brain. That's why you must practice endlessly. Listening is the first step, but most people misunderstand what listening means because most people only hear melody. We can sing many songs. What we sing is melody. But understanding music is not about melody, or rather, melody is the least important part. To understand music, you must hear everything except the melody first. You must hear the bass. Every bass note defines the harmonic foundation. If you can't hear the bass, you don't understand the logic of the music. Bass is hard to hear because it is low. The human ear instinctively locks onto the highest pitch, that's the melody, and instinctively ignores the lowest pitch, that's the bass. And that's why to outsiders, the bass player seems invisible. Insiders know the truth. The bass player is not just the bass, also the boss. Once you hear the bass, you can identify chords. You recognize harmonic color by ear, not by calculation from theory books. That is real musical ability. Beyond harmony, there is rhythm and groove. Rhythm is familiar. A metronome produces perfect rhythm, but groove, that feeling that makes your body move automatically, a metronome cannot produce it. Notation cannot teach it. Groove can only be absorbed by listening, feeling, and imitation. Classical training rarely talks about groove. Jazz and fusion emphasize it heavily. Why? Because rhythm belongs to knowledge, and groove belongs to ability. Groove cannot be taught. Rhythm is mathematical. Time divided into units, 4/4, or note values. It can be written on paper. It can be measured. That's why it fits perfectly into academic systems. Systems built on explanation and notation. Groove is different. Groove is unquantifiable. Groove is life. It can't be precisely notated. It can only be acquired by listening, sensing, and imitation. It is subjective, emotional, easy to lose, and at the same time, the strongest source of individuality. Since melody is easiest to hear, we start with melody, not because it matters most, but because it hurts less. My first goal is simple: to play a melody anywhere on the guitar. Pianists don't need this. On a piano, a melody exists in one layout. Even across octaves, finger relationships don't change. You just move your hand. Guitar is different. That's where its difficulty lives. On guitar, the same melody can be played at least in more than 10 ways, more than that. There are 6 strings. That alone gives you 6 approaches. This is not the same as shifting on piano. Guitar frets are not evenly spaced. They get narrower as you go higher. Your hand is not just the translating. Guitar also has a vertical structure. The same melody can be played in at least 4 positions. In this video, I challenge myself to play it in 10 positions, plus 2 free approaches, and then see whether improvisation appears. What melody? Many people say, play a scale. I won't. I don't play scales at first. No one truly loves scales. I choose a melody that refuses to leave my head, a melody I hum without thinking. That matters. Recently, it's the second half of prologue Invisible from the musical Beetlejuice. My son introduced it to me. I fell in love with Sophia and Caruso's voice. This melody keeps coming back. So now, I try to play it. Let me play along with the backing track. Let's see what happens. You saw that. This is fine. Give me 48 hours. This is not perfect. I will not chase perfection because perfection is unnecessary. I used to play harder pieces perfectly, and I had no musical ability. Perfect execution requires massive time. That part is not ability. It's muscle memory. My playing is imperfect, but after 1 week, my perception has changed. First, my sense of pitch distance is stronger. Second, I clearly realized something. Most guitar strings are tuned in perfect fourths. 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, but suddenly, from 3, between the 3rd and 2nd string, it becomes a major third. Then it returns to perfect fourth. This means when crossing the 3rd and 2nd strings, you must be alert. A nearly uniform system is deliberately broken. That break is why guitar is powerful, confusing, and must be learned by ear, not by rules. Third, when playing vertically, I can feel the scale. Under the melody, all the notes appear here. This, in the scale, as long as I stay inside it, I can improvise safely. Let's try it. I'm playing randomly. I avoid notes outside the scale. Nothing terrible happens. This improvisation is safe, too safe, formulaic, boring. No one enjoys it. But before this, I couldn't even do this. This is enough melody. Next, I will use my ears to find the bass and harmony and demonstrate that. Some people will say, Marcus, you can hear all this because you are gifted. Stop. Everyone can do this. Subscribe to the channel. In the next videos, you will see clearly you can do it too.